What's up, people? Good morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope it was just fantastic. Hope you got a lot of things done. Hope you have some time for your own selves, that you're not just doing schoolwork, housework, uh, parenting work, in case any of you are parents. I do have 80 of y'all, so one of you is bound to possibly be a parent. Okay. So, yeah, it's Monday. I'm recording this on Monday. I'm posting it on Monday. This is all done Monday, and it was a nice weekend. It was a hot weekend. We were at my kid's soccer game yesterday, and it was like 85 degrees. I was sweating bullets in November. Terrible, terrible. I don't want to be that. That's not what I want in my life. Is that heat in November? But I mean, it's Georgia. What are you gonna do? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do tomorrow, and that's vote. I am going to vote tomorrow. Tomorrow is voting day here in Georgia. If you are 18 or older, you should be voting. If you are unfamiliar with the candidates, I will post a link in the announcements. You might already see it. I'm recording this prior to posting, but you're reading this or watching this after I've already posted, so the link is probably there. But there'll be a link there where you can go, and it will tell you what all the candidates their views and perspectives on the stances. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna show you right now. Hold on, pause this. Okay, I have just pulled up the website that is posted in the announcements that I want you to go to today. Okay, you go to this website and you're gonna make your you type in your address and stuff, so that way it gets you, because there are some things a little bit different for time and place. Counties, but so you go to this website and we have governor. People running for governor: Stacey Abrams, Brian Kemp, Shane Hazel. All right. We have their party: Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. We have biography. We have experience. And then the most important thing, we have issues. This is what you do is right here on the issues. You can click down to the things that are important to you: healthcare, reproductive rights, which is like Roe versus Wade, which was overturned by the Supreme Court, and while where it's no longer a federal right, it's a states' rights issue. So that's really important about the governors, because the governors set the tone um, uh, for our laws here in our state. So their opinion on these things matter a lot. COVID-19, protecting democracy, that's like voting rights, criminal justice, education, immigration, gun control, environment. Click on any of these things and it tells you their stance on these things. All right, and so you can see where they stand on these issues and who you want to vote for. Same thing with the United States Senate is Warnock and Herschel Walker. Okay, and you can read their biography, you can look at their experience, you can look at their uh, beliefs on the issues. Okay, and take a look at it. All right, so maybe Lieutenant Governor, all of them, Secretary of State. So what you can do is, once you are like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to vote for this person, and then I want to vote for this person, and so forth, so forth. It will, you can create your ballot, and then they'll send it to you. They will send it to you. All right, and then when you go to vote tomorrow, you can just look at it and go ahead and enter in people that you've already done some research on. So that's really important. Make sure you do that. If you're 18 or older, you need to vote. It has local importance because of governor, and then it also has federal as a country because we're voting on keep Raphael Warnock as senator or to have Herschel Walker take over. Okay. All right. So make sure you vote. Seriously, that's really important. Okay. So this week we are talking about writing an annotative bibliography. We discussed conducting research last week. And this week's mostly more about once you've gotten your research, what are you doing with it, okay? And how it plays into your outline. And you're going to be creating an annotated bibliography because you have to use 3 sources in this paper, and you have to cite them and have quotes from them. You had to have at least one source for essay 2. Some people did not use an outside source, and they lost some points. Okay, some people had an outside source on their works cited page, but they didn't actually quote that person in their paper, which is no point of that. Okay, if if their name is on the works cited page, you have to quote them in the actual paper. If you quote somebody in the actual paper, you have to have them on your works cited page. Okay, they go hand in hand. So I'm going to go over examples of essay 2s next week in preparation for you in your writing of your first draft of essay 3. And yeah. Okie dokie. So where's our website? Okay, so this week, we scroll down in our lessons page. We did essay 3 outline last week. This is integrating reliable sources. Okay, and here are the things I want you to use for this week. But I need to add one thing. Hold on. Okay, so these are the resources you're going to use for your annotated bibliography this week. All right, this is where you submit your bibliography. EasyBib, this is a link to the website that I'm going to show you how to use today. The PowerPoint I'm going to go over today is provided right here in the form of a PDF, so you can read it. There are 2 videos that I'm not going to show you because I post my lecture on YouTube, and these are YouTube videos. And if I play a YouTube video inside of my YouTube video, I get flagged. I get very much in trouble by YouTube. So, and since I've uploaded notes as a PDF, not as a PowerPoint, you can't click on the slides to see the video. So I've posted the 2 videos here for you to watch. These are the links to the YouTube videos. All right, so you should check those out also. Okay. All right, let's do a quick review of what you did last week. All right, last week, if you did not watch last week's lecture, I need you to watch last week's lecture. All right, I won't be looking upward now because I'm going to be using my big screen, which is right here. And it's above my laptop, which is right here. And the big screen, I'm old, you know, yes, I'm 40, so can't see very well, so I like the big screen. All right, so last week we went over the essay 3 assignment. You're going to have to use 3 outside sources, and your paper needs to be longer, okay? We went over argumentative stuff, talked about how you need to build get a topic that you're going to be arguing. You got to argue the topic. I went over respectable sources besides Galileo, articles that you can use. You can do general research on Google and use sources that come from these outside sources. I'm not looking for other random websites, okay? The only outside sources that you can use besides Galileo are these right here. So when I look at your works cited page, I'm seeing that it comes from these. We talked about supportive research and then versus topical research. I went over examples of if I was for my outline and if I have my my thesis, then the different quotes that I pulled from different sources. I kept the links to these to my sources, to my quotes, okay? Because we're going to use that for our annotated bibliography. You know, I wanted you to, in your outline, actually use the quotes that you are pulling from your sources. Okay. This past week, you were supposed to have researched your topic, and you were supposed to have found your sources, ideally, and found quotes. Now, I didn't make any of this due until the end of this week, along with annotated bibliographies. That way, sometimes, in case one thing comes first, okay? But like in your outline, I want you to provide your actual quotes. So I wanted you to make sure that before you can do the annotated bibliography, you got to have the sources that you're going to be using, okay? Now, if you use Galileo, Galileo provides you the citation, which I'll show you again. But if you're using a website, like these examples, you need to have the web addresses in order to get the proper citation for your annotated bibliography. Now, the great thing about what we're going to do today is that we're essentially going to be creating, you'll be able to take the annotated bibliography and turn it into the required works cited page that has to be attached to the end of your essay, which I will also go over how to do that next week. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. 3. Show how to convert the annotated bibliography to a works cited page. And let me fix this. Okay. There you go. And I might push that to the last week. Who knows? Okay. So last week was about doing research outside of Galileo. I've already done a lecture on how to use Galileo for your research. So if you need to review that, then you need to go back. Okay, the lecture that I discussed that. In this lecture from last week, I went over how to do outside research. And I wanted you to focus mainly to these right here. Okay. If you find a source that's not on this, you may email me and ask me if the source is reliable. Okay. If you find a website, then I'm like, okay, sure. But like there are, and if you go on Facebook, there's a lot of people who will post an article that they read, and then when you look at the source of that article and you go to that news website, you realize it is extremely not reliable. Like the Daily Wire, okay? The Daily Wire is not a reliable website. It is completely skewed and slanted. So things like that you want to be able to use, all right? So if you want to use a source that's not in Galileo and it's not one of these, then you need to email me for permission, and I will review it. And if I deem it being skewed, now I'll say this. This is okay. So let's say you're writing a paper and you purposely want to use a skewed source to argue against. Well, that's great. If the whole point of this, if you're using the source not to support your ideas, but actually though to argue against, well, in that case, that'd be all right. Which again is why there are no absolutes in writing. If you have an intention like that, then just run it by me. Send me an email and say, Bill Byers, this is my idea. Is this cool? Yay or nay? And I'll say, yay. Or I'll say, no, I think there's something better. Okay? All right. When all else fails, just email me. Okay, so let's get to this PowerPoint on annotated bibliography so you understand what you're doing. I didn't make this PowerPoint. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that. And I'm not saying that as to like put it down. I'm just saying I didn't make it. So I'm just putting up to it. I'm using this one. I make most of mine, but this one I didn't make. Annotated bibliography information. Here we go. What is an annotated bibliography, you might ask? An annotated bibliography is a list of citations to books, articles, and documents. Each citation is followed by a brief, descriptive, and evaluative paragraph, the annotation. The purpose of the annotation is to inform the reader of the relevance, accuracy, and quality of the sources cited. It's this idea of like, these are my sources, this is what the source says, and this is why I'm using it. This video, you can watch on your own. I provided the link. Okay. So it starts off with just the correct citations. MLA format, double space. Titles are italicized unless it's an article. An article name is in quotation marks. And then a book or website name is in italics. Make sure you get that correct. Articles are in quotation marks because the articles are published inside of a journal or inside of a newspaper or the inside of a website. Okay. Credible sources, if you want to recap, watch this. Again, the link is provided for you. Okay. So the works cited pages, the annotated bibliography is very simple. If you have a Word document, it's in MLA formatting, which means, there's the header, there's the last thing with page number, it's double space, the title is annotated bibliography, there are no lines skipped, okay? And then, actually, 3 elements, it's actually 2 elements because I deleted one of them. And then there's 2 parts to the, actually, no, there are 3 parts. Okay, so the 3 parts, to repeat, of the annotation is the citation, which I'm going to show you how to get from EasyBib, using a website called EasyBib. The summary of the text, where you summarize the source, specifically summarize the information that you're going to use, and the reflection, as in discuss why this is useful to your paper and how you're going to include it. Okay? An example of this is, so to summarize, some annotations merely summarize the source, what are the main arguments, what is the point of this book or article, what topics are covered, if someone asks what this article book is about, what would you say, that sort of thing, all right? So you write something like, the main idea that this article is, what topics covered in this article are, the author's point of view in this article is, and then you would explain it. The reflection is, once you've summarized and assessed the source, you need to ask how it fits into your research. Was this source helpful to you? How does it help you shape your argument? How can you use this source in your research project? Okay? So you explain the purpose of why you're using this source. So this is what it looks like, okay? Parts 1, 2, and 3. We have the annotation. Lamont Ann, using the book Bird by Bird, Some Instructions on Writing in Life, published by Anchors Books, 1995, okay? So this is like this first little paragraph is the summary, and then we have the reflection. The summary. Lamont's book offers honest advice on the nature of a writing life, complete with its insecurities and failures. Taking a humorous approach to the realities of being a writer, the chapters in Lamont's book are wiry and anecdotal and offer advice on everything from plot development to jealousy, from perfectionism, struggling with one's own internal critic. Okay, so let's say I'm a teaching student. I'm a student that's getting a degree in teaching, and I read this book from a writer. So then my second paragraph is about how this applies to my paper that I'm writing about. I would say this source will be included in the discussion about the curriculum for a writing class. Several of the chapters in part 1 address the writing process and would serve greatly to explain how students' own drafting and revising processes can be more engaging in the classroom, which will be used to support how students react more to personally reflective and interactive activities. So I'm writing a paper about teaching, writing, and I want to talk about this one process that I'll pull from her book, okay? And I'm going to use her book as a source to discuss how to be more engaging in the classroom. There it is, okay? you kind of summarize why you're using that quote or why you're using the source. All right. So let me show you how what this looks like. Okay. I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna use. Okay. So these were. I have my sources here, and these are the quotes that I was gonna be using from these. Okay. So. All right, so these are my 3 sources that I'm going to be using. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, hello, Elliot. That's my outline that I discussed last week. Okay, so I can just use this same page. I'm going to delete this, enter. Okay. Annotated bibliography. I'm going to save this as annotated bibliography example. Annotated bibliography example. Okay. Save. All right. Did I save it? Okay, all saved up. So this is my annotated bibliography. I'm going to start by, after I did my headings, my name, I inserted my last name and page number. Which, remember, all you got to do is double click, go to page number, top of page, put in the page number, and then type your last name. And then double click out. All right, my name, my professor's name, my course number, due date, in this case, due next week, a week from today, so like the 14th, okay? All right, so now I'm going to begin by pasting my web links. All right, these are the websites that I used for this paper, all right? I decided not to use any from Galileo. I just used it all from the source, from the internet. Okay, these are links that I saved when I was writing my outline. Okay, from last week, my sources. All right, what I need to do is this now. I need to go to Blackboard. I'm gonna go to week 13. I'm going to click on EasyBib. Okay, so then I'm going to do, this is a free website. There's a lot of ads. Runs kind of slow, but it's free. So get over yourself. Go to the website. And I'm going to take my first source. I want to copy it. I'll go back. I'm going to paste it. Search. Okay. And then it's going to pop up. Oh, there it is. I'm going to go, yeah, I want to cite it, baby. Hit cite. I look, okay, they found all this stuff. All right, good. Continue. I look down. All right, so it says here it doesn't have the author's name. See how this is blank? This is blank. So what I need to do is I need to go to that website. And look, right here, Michelle Fox. Her name is Michelle Fox. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this. Oops, it's right here. And I'm going to write Michelle. Her last name is yeah, Fox. There it is. Okay. Website, URL. Okay. Complete citation. And then I'm going to view the sponsored message. Right now, I'm going to pause this though, so that way y'all don't have to. Okay. So the message is over. And then here it is. It's right here. That's the correct citation. I'm not done yet, though. I'm going to do this another one. Look, because I got 3 of them to do. I got 3. So now I'm going to do this one. Control, copy. I'm going to do website. I'm going to punch it in. I'm going to search that mother up. There it is. I'm going to go to site. I'm going to go to continue. I'm going to see if it has everything. Article title, okay. Oh, again, it's missing the author's name. But actually, the author's name is right here. For whatever reason, they put it in the title. So I'm going to copy, paste that there. Copy Grace's name. Put it there. And then I'm going to delete it because it's not part, it shouldn't be part of the title. Okay, all the same thing, complete citation. Boom, boom, oh my God, there it is. This is so easy. Oh wait, that's why it's called EasyBib. Okay, now look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real with you. Some professors don't use EasyBib, don't do it. And so you don't tell them that you use it. Okay, I mean, they can't tell just by looking at your works cited page that you used it. And because a lot of them don't want you to use it, they want you to use the MLA book, because that's what we all had to use when we were in college, the book, and we had to go through it ourselves and do every little thing. But you know what? Who freaking cares at this point? Cite. You're not cheating because you're not pulling quotes. You're not citing. You are citing. You're quoting, and all you're doing is just using a website to help you write the citation. Okay. So again, like this one. Didn't have the author's name. So we go down and authors. Look at all these names. There's a bunch of them. So I'm copying their names. All right, there's 4 of them. So you gotta do this and this. Okay. So I'm gonna do one at a time. Do her name. Move that here, Z here, and you do all 4. All 4. I'm gonna pause it, and you're gonna magically see all 4 and appear in a moment. Ta-da! They're all there. This is magic. They're all there. Complete citation. Okay. And now, here we go. All right. Okay, so what we do is copy all. Copy all. Okay. Come here, back to our annotated bibliography. Okay. And now we delete those. And we hit paste. Okay. Now look, not correct formatting. It's not correct formatting yet because it's not double spaced. Do this, paragraph, single, nope, double, auto, it should be 0, before and after 0. Okay. All right. Now what we got to do is the annotated part. Provide a summary. All right, and a reflection. Okay. So paragraph. Paragraph about what this is about. Short paragraph about why or how I'm using this source. Okay. Example, you can pull from my PowerPoint. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I know this is not the real summaries of each of these articles, but oh well, I'm just making it look like that. All right, but we're not going to bold it. No bold. Okay. Boom. Okay. So that's what it's going to look. 3 times. Again, no additional spaces. Okay. So like this annotated bibliography. Ooh, not right yet either, because look, the side's not justified. Justify. And then recenter my title. Boom. So annotation 1. We have a correct MLA formatting, citation, and then we have the annotation, the summary, and the reflection. All right. We have the annotation, the summary, and the reflection. Annotation, summary, and reflection. Boom. That is what you're submitting. Okay? That's the way it should look. A summary of what it's about and how you're going to use it. A summary of what it's about and how you're going to use it, and so forth. All right? I'm going to post this. I haven't created it yet, so just now. So here, into bibliography, that's where you post yours. EasyBib, that's what we just used. This is the PowerPoint that I went over. This is the videos from it. And now, I am providing the annotated bibliography example. And so that way you can have this. That way you know what yours should look like. Okay. I don't see it there, but that's okay. By the time that you go there to view it, it'll be there. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. I'll post it there. And you can use it. All right. Okay. That's this week. That's what you're doing. And you're voting and you're doing your annotated bibliography. And if you didn't do any of last week's work, you need to do last week's work. All right. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Email me. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.